Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm here with a review of the Star Wars Black Series Clone Commander Jesse from the Clone Wars. Now this is a figure I was asking for a long time, so I'm very happy that this is finally out. First got announced as a pipeline, but now it's here. Just want to quickly start the video by saying a massive thank you for the support on the last video. 25k views and one of the biggest reviews for that actual figure on YouTube right now, for the SH Figure Arts Miles. So I want to say a huge thank you for all the support and all the love on the videos. And we've hit 200 subscribers. The last time I spoke to you, we were on, I think, about 80 subscribers, and now we've hit 200. So I want to say a huge thank you, and let's keep that support going. If you do enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now let's get into the box before we have a look at Jesse here. The plastic free box, of course, I'm not a massive fan of them, but oh well, I had to pick this up to complete my clone collection, which I'll be showing you later on. But yeah, this was a must buy for me. So we've got a render of Jesse on the front. We've got the Clone Wars yellow, which they've chose for this wave. We've got, you know, name. We've got the nice artwork of Jesse there on the side, which obviously you can make the sort of mural thing if you buy the whole wave. We've got the same render on the back, and then we've got a little description which you can pause the video if you want to read that now. But besides from that, let's get into the box and have a closer look at the figure. So guys, here is Jesse out the packaging, and usually this will be the part where we would look through the accessories, but he only comes with his 2 clone pistols, and they're the basic clone pistols that you get with every Clone Black Series, or most of them at least. You don't really get them with the basic clones, but you get them with, you know, the captains, and you get them with Echo, and I don't think you get one with Cody, but yeah, you get them with a lot of clones, so they are the basic clone pistols. And then you've got his helmet, which I don't really know if that counts as an accessory, but yeah, those are technically the 3 accessories that he comes with. So I always do a quick QC test off camera just to make sure that my figure is okay. And no, it's not actually. QC, paint, completely just, I don't know, it's just gone left really. He looks like he has side-eye. The paint is completely missed, you know, the socket where it's supposed to be. You can clearly see that there. And yeah, if this wasn't a clone figure, I would be very unhappy right now. But the fact that this is a clone figure and I am going to have him with this helmet on, I'm not too fussed. But yeah, the paint on mine is not great. So taking a closer look at Jesse here, starting with the helmet, they've gone for the messy paint job, obviously, because that's what's accurate to the show. And yeah, it looks pretty good. I think they've done a nice job, like, mimicking the weathering look from like an animated show and whatnot, with the missing paint. There is a, as you can see, a very obvious silver paint splodge in the middle of the visor. Because it's like messy, you can't really tell, like the paint splodges and stuff blend in and whatnot. It doesn't really matter, but that isn't supposed to be there as far as I'm aware. But the fact that they were going for a messy paint job, it kind of makes sense that something like that did happen. But besides from that, the helmet and stuff looks great. The logo looks amazing. Obviously, there was one big complaint from fans when this got announced. It's the fact that the helmet has the visor. And, you know, the visor has its articulation and whatnot, but it's also just a peg, so you can just take it out and put it back in when you want. So that's good that they've added it as a peg and not molded it, because that means we don't have to break our figures to get an accurate representation. And that's not a valid complaint anymore, because now it's accurate. And for the sake of this review, I'm just going to leave it off. It does have the articulation where it can go down, as I just showed you. But yeah, looking at the rest of the figure, coming down to the body, we've got his armor here, very nice molding for the pockets. We've got the blue stripe, which is slightly shifted to the right. It's supposed to be centered, but it's not too bad. We've got the armor plate here with the shoulder pads, and they look great. The coloring on those look great. We've got the consistent blue throughout, which looks amazing. You know, they've got scratches and whatnot to mimic it from the show. Looking really good in my opinion. We've got a nice mold and a lot of nice detail and sculpting work, as you can see in the pockets, in the, you know, abdomen piece here, just in the overall chest as like in general. And then we've got the gauntlets, really nice molding on those, really nice sculpt work on those as well. We've got the wrist armor looking great too. This gauntlet has a bit more of a unique look to it with the molded buttons and paint. and the missile, I think they took this from a previous Mando sculpt. So yeah, that all looks amazing as well. If there are any inaccuracies in this figure that I haven't picked up, because I haven't seen Clone Wars Season 7 in a while, please do let me know in the comments below. But I think this figure looks amazing. We've got the skirt and we've got the you know, the pouches and the belt looking really great as well. The skirt's a very soft plastic. I'm surprised it didn't go for cloth, but you've gone for a soft plastic and it also works. It's a decent substitute. Then we've got the knee pads looking great as well. Paint on those look great. Coming down to the ankles, looking pretty good. All nice sculpt work. These clone bodies do have very nice sculpting. That's one thing I have to say about them. But yeah, all looking very good. The feet having the grey, a very nice colour scheme throughout. And one of my favourite features on the figure, actually, the backpack looks really, really good. I think they did a really nice job here with the glossy paint and the very, very dark navy blue / black. Yeah, I think that looks really great. Really nice sculpt work on that too. So overall, a very nice looking figure. But yeah, with the look of the figure done, let's get to the articulation. I do just want to quickly say that the Tamara Morrison likeness is always really good on these Black Series figures. It's a very big shame that mine had to have the shifted paint, or like, you know, it's just, it is very annoying. It gives him the McFarlane side-eye look. But overall, I think they did a really good job with the likeness to Tamara Morrison, as they do with all their clone and Boba Fett figures. We've also got the tattoo here, which also looks really good. Obviously a signature feature for Jesse, so they did that really well too. So guys, getting into the articulations, head looks up about that far, down about that far, tilt 360. We've also got a neck joint which moves forward, back and side to side, getting you a very good range of motion. We've got the torso coming forward about this far, which is pretty decent, and then coming back about this far, which is also pretty good. Swivel as well. No waist swivel because of all this equipment. Coming out to the arms. Arms kick out to the side about this much. Then we've got a 360 rotation, obviously kicking out again because of the big shoulder pad. We've got no bicep articulation, but we have got a elbow swivel. We've got a single joint, which gets all the range that you need, so no double joint really needed. This is also a pinless figure, by the way. I don't know if Black Series usually have pins. Some of them do, but a lot of the newer ones aren't. So, yeah, this is actually pinless. Coming down to the wrist, we've got a wrist swivel. We've got the peg, which allows it to move forward and back. Then coming to the side of the arm, we got a butterfly joint, which I didn't expect to have a butterfly joint. Because I don't mess around with the clone figures much. They usually just stay on display. I've kind of forgotten what articulation they have, so when we do a comparison, we're going to have to bring those down and have a look. But yeah, we've got a butterfly joint, which also gives you really nice range. They're very nice and smooth as well, so they're not like some Hasbro butterfly joints are just stiff and they just don't even work. But coming down to the legs, we're going to have a bit of a tricky time here. Leg kicks forward about this far, back, oh god, yeah, like I said, we're gonna have a tricky time here. Back, not much at all. The skirt is, as much as it's soft plastic, it does want to move out the way. It is also a little bit restrictive. Then we could do the splits, seems to be about this much. Then we've got the thigh cut, which allows for a swivel. We've got a single jointed knee, which again has really good range. I think it does really work. So yeah, single jointed knee. I think you're going to get all the poses you want out of this guy. Then we've also got a swivel at the knee as well. Then we've got the feet kicking back about that far and kicking forward about this far. Then we've also got a ankle pivot. But yeah, a pretty decent amount of articulation. And then obviously when you put the helmet on, the range, you're still going to get some decent range, and you know, you can still turn and look up and down or whatever. Because this is soft rubbery, it will move out of the way, but sometimes it may pop off. But that's like a given with most of the clone figures. But yeah, with articulation out of the way, let's get into some comparisons. Right guys, so here is Jesse standing next to the rest of the clones, and as you can see, he looks amazing and they all look amazing together. He does sit slightly shorter than the rest of them. I think it's because his head there's no hair on his head because he's bald, and the rest of them have hair, and this doesn't even have a removable helmet. It's just one piece. So the rest of them do have hair, which props the helmet up. So as you can see, the helmet sits lower on the neck, and I think that's why he looks slightly shorter. It's not ideal with all the clones being the same size because they're clones, but it will do, and it does still look fantastic. I think the helmets, like judging by which ones are my favorite, I think Jesse is my favorite. Jesse is one of my favorite clone designs anyway. But yeah, as you can see, this is the Bad Batch Rex. This isn't the first release Rex because that figure's too rare and too expensive for me to buy. So yeah, I had to settle for this one. This one is also rare now, but I managed to get this one when when it dropped on pre-order. But yeah, that is Jesse standing next to the clones. As you can see, very similar to Echo, obviously, and obviously Fives will also be very similar, but that is all accurate anyway, so that's completely perfect. But yeah, they look amazing next to each other. Here is Jesse next to Anakin and Obi-Wan from the Clone Wars series as well. These are the only two Jedis that I have from the Clone Wars, so these are the only two I can compare him to. Ahsoka hasn't released yet, and I didn't manage to get a pre-order anyway. She was really popular, so I didn't manage to get a pre-order. But yeah, here is Jesse next to Anakin and Obi-Wan. So overall, I think Jesse's a pretty decent figure. I think he's one of my favourite clones, just in general as well, like with designs and whatever. But out of all the Black Series clones that have come out so far, I think he is one of my favourites. I think the detail's great. I think the accuracy is pretty decent. The fact that you can take the visor off is also very helpful too. Accessories, not overly amazing, you know, the basics really, but that's usually the case with Black Series. I've gotten used to it by now. For the price of, I think, 25, that's, I forgot to mention that he is pretty decent. You know, you get a nice sculpt and you get a nice mold with these clone figures, and he's great, especially if you want to complete the collection. But he's also just, as a standalone figure, I think he's really good as well. But, you know, the one downside is that the clone head underneath the helmet, obviously the paint is completely messed up. A QC issue, but nonetheless still an issue. We're going to have to knock off a point or two for that. Overall, I think I'd give this about a 7 out of 10. I think he is a really fun figure, but you can't get amazing posability out of him like you would with, you know, higher range, maybe like SH Figure Waltz type style, but you have to realize that it is Hasbro, and for the price point, he is a pretty decent figure. So I would recommend picking him up for your Star Wars collection, especially if you're into the Clone Wars. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out my Instagram and TikTok down below. And I'll see you in the next video.